leaders. Now, the Alliance for Change is a party that I would say can contribute to a safer future for the youths and citizens in Guyana as a whole. Right now, as I stand here before you speaking, one of your very own has been shot carelessly and is now deceased. That is not the future that we want for the youths of East Ruimveldt. That is not the future that a 16-year-old should be faced with. Someone whose life is just cut short carelessly by a stray bullet. Now, every day you go on your Facebook page, you open the newspaper, you see a woman is shot or she's killed by the hands of her partner. And I have to say, domestic violence is a social ill that continues to plague Guyana. But guess what? You guys know who is our leader? Nigel Hughes, and guess what? He is one of the most brilliant lawyers in Guyana. And I said that to say the Alliance for Change has formulated policies that will tackle these issues East Ruimveldt. Policies that will create a safe Guyana for youths, women, and every single citizen. Now, as an attorney at law, more particularly as a criminal attorney at law, I have seen innocent men picked up by members of the Guyana Police Force without any evidence, and then magically, or days after, there is a mountain of evidence surrounding these men. That is not the Guyana that we want to continue to live in East Ruimveldt. And that is the type of Guyana that, if given the chance, the Alliance for Change will eradicate. Now, let me get into more serious business. Let me talk about money. I personally want to see a Guyana where there is money in the pocket of every single Guyanese. I do not want to see a Guyana whereby persons are studying how I gonna pay this water bill, how I gonna pay this light bill, where am I buying this food from for this child, where my next meal coming from. Or I do not want to see a Guyana where citizens are living from salary to salary, or as we would say, paycheck to paycheck. And guess what? The Alliance for Change has enacted, or we have formulated policies that will assist you. Now, in addition to the 100,000 cash grants, the Alliance for Change, as Kieran said to you, will be offering $75,000 to parents. And this is not for y'all Go Party or Go Vibes Cartel. This is for the assistance of the children of those families, so that you can, perhaps buy books, other school utilities or equipment, etc. Don't worry with this notion what people saying that Alliance for Change taking away the 100,000 that you're getting. That is not true. That is a fib. That is a lie created by our political opponents. Rather, we intend to put more money in your pocket, not take away the money that you are getting, right? We will also be offering free school uniform, and this will be done every single new school year. And this will be given to every single family in Guyana who have children, that are in the school system. Now, we all know that the youths are the future of Guyana, and education is a big focus point for the Alliance for Change. Now, as part of our education policy, the Alliance for Change will upgrade the community centers across Guyana, and we will have supervised home spaces where we will equip those spaces with high-speed internet and access to printing, tutoring, and also help persons be connected with tutors who would help the children of this community go forward or to develop their skills. This is especially important for this community because, as we know, many children may not be able to go to school, or rather complete school, because of financial or because of resources that are lacking. Now, sports is life in Guyana and in East Ruimveldt. And I know this. Don't forget how I look physically, but as a former track and field athlete, I know that sports is life in Guyana. And the Alliance for Change is committed to sports development and will champion the athletes and ensure that there is infrastructure and encouragement for them to reach their full potential and thrive. Now, you might have heard this saying, Guyana is the fastest growing economy. But East Ruimveldt, prior to tonight's meeting, I walked through the community. Half of the streets in this community in their street lights. And I see a community where certain parts without street lights is not reflective of a community of a country that has the fastest growing economy. And mind you, street lights are a basic commodity that you, the citizens of East Ruimveldt, are entitled to. They say the AFC doesn't have to say that better must come. But yes, we have to say better must come because guess what? In a country touted as one that has the fastest growing economy, you should not have to be worrying about why they are in street lights. You should not have to be worrying about why the water cutting off at 9 o'clock and only being reconnected until in the afternoon period. And that, East Ruimveldt, is the reality of the Guyana that we live in. Now, I say to you, East Ruimveldt, a vote for the Alliance for Change is a vote for the betterment of yourself and all of Guyana. On September 1st, I say to you, vote sensibly. Don't vote because somebody dressed up nice in a suit or, as I said, got on a fancy sunglasses. Vote for the political party that has your best interests at heart. And I will say to you again, that is the Alliance for Change. Better must come and better is here with the Alliance for Change. Thank you.
All right. Tell them, well, it's time for a change and we need it tonight. At the front and leading the way. This is here that better must come in the AFC. We go win and some real money start team when we corruption, the inside the cup still. I need change and a man with the wheel. Choices spirit, the man by chill. Two power chip on.
Israel, you just heard one of our young lawyer and candidate for the Alliance for Change. At this moment, I would like to take this moment. I would like to welcome to the podium our Prime Ministerial candidate, Miss Laura George. So East Ruimveldt, let's give it up for Laura.
All right. Tell them, well, it's time for a change and we need it today. Chill at the front and leading the way. This is the year that better must come with the AFC. We go win and down. Reality when the eyes start drilling.
Very much, Avnel. Good night, East Ruimveldt. Good night to you. I'm happy that you can be able to hear the Alliance for Change offers and what we commit to do for you. Tonight, as I speak to you, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am in school, if you remember, teach us that there are some Amerindians in Guyana. So I'm one of indigenous peoples. I am Laura George. I am of the, well, they say Akawayas, but we call ourselves Tapong. And how is it that I'm in the Alliance for Change? I want to give a little background. I am in the Alliance for Change because for a long time, since I was a child, I heard in the homes when I stayed with my grandmother, my great-grandmother, about their concerns. They would talk about, you know, the mining coming on and destroying the forests, destroying the rivers, or, you know, there was government plans where there were going to be a hydro dam being built that would completely cover our lands. So as a child in my hammock, sleeping with my great grandparents and in their house, I heard about how they live in fear. When I was sent to school in Georgetown by my parents, I continued to also learn about how things didn't go right and how it was not right. I'm an adult now. I am the mother of 3 girls. They're very young adults, so they have been teenagers. But before that, I was also a teacher. I was teaching in my home, back home, but I also taught for 10 years in Agricola Primary School. Yes, I lived in Agricola for 10 years. And I can tell you that the situations, the conditions in which people live, our children come into school, but I work with colleagues from Georgetown to try to do the best that we can. I think you all know that Agricola lives with a name, you call it stigma. But I also know about communities, as Kiswana before me, the lawyer was saying, that I have been advocating for marginalized communities or the vulnerable groups. Because as Indigenous peoples and in the communities, I have seen the conditions under which our people live. I have seen the conditions under which they go to school, our children live, and I have lived with young people leaving school or dropping out from school because it cannot be better for them. Because there is the systems that political administrations had in place was not reaching to them. And I believe that many of you, because this is also being carried live, and I believe that many of you here or those who are listening or in our audience online would know that the situation have not improved much at all. I walked earlier with the leader and the presidential candidate, Mr. Nigel Hughes, and I listened to the young people who were able to express their concerns, who were able to talk about or talk in a way like there is no hope. And it saddens me. It saddens me because the young people are our future generations. We like to say our young people are our future leaders. But I also like to say that that future is now. And we cannot wait for somebody to make a decision in the next 5 years and all of that. The decision for you, the young people in Guyana, in East Ruimveldt, is to make the decision that we have to live in respect. We have to have people that treat us and have us live in dignity. We have to have an education system that teaches our history the way it should be taught. When I say that, I say it like this. We are, they teach us that, the Amerindians are like this. Or they teach us that the African generations here are slaves or were slaves. Or that the East Indians came as indentured laborers and all of these things. But what they don't teach us is that as our own groups, we have had our knowledge to make ourselves live and thrive within our own cultures. They never teach us how, as each other, we can be able to live and support each other and build a great nation. We are told about Barnum and Chetty and how they fought for independence, which is a good thing because this is our home. But after those years, the whole history that our children need to know today is not taught to us, We are only reminded from time to time, like if it's matrimony, they put us to dress in each other's clothes, but that's not it. Guyana is larger than that. Guyana is far better than that. But we have a situation today, as I said, where our young people believe there is no hope. That we believe that a one-off cash grant is the answer to our prayers. Because you see, we have been led to a situation where it's desperate. We're desperate. But in a country that is so rich in mineral resources, in a country that has a little population, this is not how we should be living. We are supposed to be living in pride and proud to be Guyanese. We are supposed to be living and making sure that we want to live here in Guyana and develop our country, not to escape, not to believe, or not to feel that there is no hope in our country. As a former teacher, but always a teacher, as I said, always a teacher, I really pray for the day where the plans of the AFC will be implemented like this. Kiswana told you about the plans of the AFC, our commitment to you when Nigel Hughes is elected to become the president of Guyana, our commitment to the children of this country is that, as he says, cash grants, but that are quarterly. And these have to be put into law to ensure that any government that ever comes must also continue with that. Not to hold it and manipulate it and dangle it and telling you that if you don't vote or if you collect this cash grant, you have to vote for them. Or that if you don't do this, then you cannot be like this. We cannot afford to have a country like that. One of the areas in which we believe that the commitment for Guyana's children is to bring good nutrition into the schools. Good nutrition that is designed along with educators, but also with expert nutritionists. Guyana is called, what is it? We've been called the breadbasket of the Caribbean. There was a big news the international news, that even BBC carried it to say, Guyana is the only country that can feed itself with its own foods. But you know what happens? Many families go hungry. Many parents have to sacrifice to make sure that the children eat before that they can taste anything. And that should not be how it is in Guyana. I am here to support and to articulate or to repeat that Nigel Hughes has been a man of the people who have stood by many, many people when other people were so afraid to stand by them. And I will give you an example. Where I come from, the government of the day, which was still today, did not respect our community's right to decide what happens on their lands. And our communities then said, but these are our lands, and took that government to court. They are still in government today. And when others were so fearful as lawyers to stand by 6 communities out in Upper Marginal Region 7, it was Nigel Hughes who stood by those people. And for at least 24 years, I have known Nigel Hughes to be the man of his word, to be a man of respect and integrity, and to be a fearless man who will stand by others. And that is why I joined the Alliance for Change, to get Nigel Hughes as well into the presidency. And yes, I was elected as the prime ministerial candidate. And you know what I want to say today? That the only thing that I have known to do is to work for the people, is to speak for the people who are scared to speak. I have known myself to speak for others who can talk but so scared of losing their jobs, scared of losing their position, or scared of losing something. And you know what I have said? It's okay. I will do it. I am not afraid of anybody because I am representing facts. I am speaking the truth. And if people in offices do not like it and they don't want to change and make it better,
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
A blackout, and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people, search your soul and you will confess. And while you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Baratans too. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US, and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Sujurong?
Su? Oh, Su. My relationship?
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout, and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people, search your soul and you will confess. And while you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? But